Hi everyone and welcome back. Say hello to my little friend, the Svbony MK127 Maksutov Telescope. It's an upgraded Maksutov telescope recently released by Svbony. In this video I want to tell you how special this telescope is. And if you followed my channel long enough, you know that I did a lot of reviews and tutorials using smart telescopes like the Dwarf II that you see here. If you already have a smart telescope or you don't have any telescope and you want to buy your first, the Svbony MK127 is one of the best choices for 2025 and my favorite one, especially if you want to get high resolution imaging of lunar and planetary or to observe these objects. Having a smart telescope makes things very easy. You can do astrophotography very fast. Everything is automated. However, you cannot do visual observations like with a classical telescope. This is not the traditional Gregory spot Maksutov Cassegrain that I have reviewed in the past. We have here an upgraded Rumak Maksutov design that does not have the aluminum spot in the center of the corrector lens, and instead it has a central hole with an independent secondary mirror that is covered here by a cap, and you can also collimate this telescope by collimating the secondary mirror. Maksutov telescopes usually do not need too much collimation, maybe from time to time if you travel a lot with it. Depending on how the shipment will be, you might not have any issues and get it collimated, or you might need to collimate it, and we'll show you this how to do it in another video. But now let's focus more on the key features. Let's see the corrector lens. And here we have the secondary mirror behind, and we have here a collimation cap. So having this secondary mirror does make this telescope better than other designs, and let me tell you why is that. It allows this design to have better aberration correction, and it will give us also a wider flat field that is very useful for astrophotography. This combined also with a larger corrected imaging circle of 28 millimeters and with a dedicated reducer corrector makes the Svbony MK127 very good not only for lunar and planetary and also for astrophotography. And we'll talk more about also the reducer in a few moments. So having this new design, I think, is the main advantage of the Svbony MK127 compared with other Maksutov telescopes on the market. Now, if comparing this telescope with an Schmidt-Cassegrain, having the smaller obstruction will give us better contrast and sharper results on lunar and planetary. And the same will apply with Newtonian telescopes that have a larger obstruction. You lose also some contrast. So on the 5-inch aperture, this telescope, I think, is the best option to get very good lunar and planetary imaging. The MK127 comes with a dedicated reducer corrector. So this 0.65 times reducer is another key feature. It was made especially for this telescope, and it will reduce the focal length from 1500 to about 975 millimeters. This means instead of having a slower telescope at f12, you'll actually get a faster telescope at around f8 that is more suitable also for deep sky astrophotography, and you'll be able to get more signal in less time. You need from the reducer to have 55 millimeters to the camera sensor. And using the filter adapter and other extensions I used, unfortunately I didn't have perfect 55 millimeters. I had a few millimeters higher or lower. That resulted in more distortions on the edge of the field when testing it with an APS-C sensor size. However, even if my back focus was not perfect, I was still able to get much better images than with my Skymax 127 when using a reducer. And here we have a raw fits file with the Messier 13 globular cluster, and we can see better when zooming in that on the left corner we have some distortions on the stars. However, in the center they look perfectly good, and also on most of the image. Only on the corners of the image we can see these distortions. And the next image we have Messier 33. Looking on the image in the center, the stars look good. Again, only on the edge we do have some distortions. Same on the other images like the Trifid Nebula. Here we do have on the left part some distortions, and on the right part of the image here stars look worse. If the distance is too small or too large, these distortions will be larger. So if you can get perfect back focus, then you might not have distortions or very small. And let's see also the Andromeda Galaxy. Again, here I had a larger back focus. Also here with Messier 8, the Lagoon Nebula, I had more distortions on the left. And here we have again Messier 13 Hercules globular cluster. And now let's go script image analysis and use the aberration inspector. This is not processed, so we didn't apply any correction on the stars. We'll press OK, and we can see perfect rounding center, and on the edges some distortions, but mostly on the upper left corner. And now let's check also an image capture with another Maksutov telescope that I've reviewed in the past, the Skymax 127. And here we have the Pac-Man Nebula. In order to be able to use this image, I had to crop. Look at this vignetting and how distorted are the stars. I've used also a focal reducer, but the difference is huge. The results with the Svbony MK127 are much better and usable without needing to crop, even with an APS-C sensor, camera and the reducer, as we can see here with the Messier 13. Let's see the processed image when we applied the correction. Perfect stars in the center, round, no issues. And let's check the corners. The same, very good results. And we see that the stars look round now also in the corners of the image and also in the center. Making the same comparison on the other image with my older Maksutov, this is the corrected image with blur exterminator. And even if it corrected most part of the stars here, we still have some trails. So it couldn't correct everything. We still have that large vignetting on the edge of the image, so we'll still have to crop this image in order to be usable. The difference is with the Svbony MK127, we do not need to crop the images even using an APS-C sensor camera, as you have seen in these examples. And we will continue and show you also the Trifid Nebula. I've captured this very low in the sky. I think it was about 13-14 degrees and might have some bending, so it's not the best image. Also, this is a short plan, 56 of actually 60 seconds, I believe. Let's check the stars where we had problems, and you see the stars are correct. So we can correct all these distortions in post-processing, even if we do not have the best back focus. And the last image, Messier 33 Galaxy, we'll make it larger. I was amazed that having only 26 images of 3 minutes, even so the results were great. And look at the stars. They look good up to the corners of the image. After processing and correcting them with blur exterminator, it managed to correct all the distortions on the edges. And also the signal to noise ratio looks very good for 1 hour and 18 minutes integration time. With my other Maksutov, the Skymax 127, not being to use a reducer, I would have needed to use the full focal length of 1500 millimeters and get a similar result in at least 3 or 4 hours. And this is a huge advantage for deep sky astrophotography because it has best of both worlds, also good resolution, around 1000 millimeters focal length, and also is much faster than other Maksutov telescopes. So I was really excited to see so good results also on deep sky astrophotography with the MK127. This telescope can be also an upgrade to a smart telescope if you'll use it on an equatorial mountain with a dedicated astronomy camera. But even if you won't use it for deep sky as an upgrade, you can use it side by side with a smart telescope, as I mentioned before, to get those visual observations that you cannot get with a digital smart telescope. By the way, if you enjoy these videos and you want to support the channel more, don't forget to check the channel membership, hit the join button, become a member. You'll get also access to my review data, like the images that I've captured with the MK127 and also with my astrophotography data that I'm sharing for channel members, captured with different telescopes or other equipment under Portal Sky 4 or rural area Dark Sky Portal 3. I want to give thanks also to all the channel members. It means a lot your support. And now let's continue with the review for the Svbony MK127 Maksutov Telescope. Having less than 3 kilograms makes it also very versatile, very easy to carry. Or you can use it even with a Star Adventurer. I've tested a 5-inch Maksutov telescope on the Star Adventurer 2i and it worked perfectly. You'll be able to use it to do planetary and lunar imaging or observations, even deep sky astrophotography. And if you don't have any mount and you want to get the Svbony MK127, you can still do it and attach it on a video tripod. And you can also capture scenery in daytime, nature, landscapes, faraway towns. You can even spy with this telescope if you want. It is just so good. It has also dual brackets for being able to attach also finder scope and a guide scope, or astrophotography PC like Stella Vita or the Svbony USB hub. So we have a lot of possibilities here with the MK127. We have here a diagonal mirror that we will use here to observe, and we have here an 5mm eyepiece, strong magnification one, and I will use this to be able to see also the craters. And you see this guide scope now is actually not helping, and it's in the way. Also the sun hits it, so we'll just take it out. Place also the cap. Please don't forget to cover the telescopes and make sure the sun will not hit the front lens, so will not affect the coatings of the telescope. After you've attached the diagonal mirror and the eyepiece, you also might need to refocus. So first we look through it and see if we can find the moon. To be able to find objects like the moon or other deep sky objects, it's very important the finder scope to align it first with the telescope. And you can do this also in daytime by selecting an object and center it. This is already aligned. I found the moon, and let's see if I can see it, if it's still there. By the way, the focus knob works very well. Also the fine focuser knob, very well. And now I can see the moon through the 5mm eyepiece. However, because it's in daytime, the sun is very strong, the contrast is low now, and we have a lot of atmospheric turbulence. However, I had the chance to test it at night, and I have to say that the views are just amazing. So you have here a glass solar filter, like the Bader foil filter, but it's from glass. And this is very good for sunspots. And we cover it. I'm back here with the Svbony SC432. This is a global shutter monochrome camera that is very good for solar imaging, especially if you have a dedicated H-alpha filter. Then you can get some amazing images with solar prominences. Unfortunately, I do not have a dedicated solar H-alpha filter, so I will test it with a normal glass filter and image some sunspots using the 432 monochrome camera. It's time to test it on the sun. This is the second test because the first time I forgot to place the air cut filter and I had also a lot of clouds. So let's see how it will perform this time around. Okay, so basically we need to place it here. It will go a little inside and then we'll rotate this ring. And now it's tight. If you want to rotate, we untight it. We can rotate how we want and then hold it and tight again. But for the moment, let's go like this. We'll take the remote and try and find the sun. And here, Svbony solar finder would be very helpful. I don't have it, so we'll have to rely on this screen. It works very good at night or at morning, but in daytime it's a little bit darker. Optionally, we can connect also the USB-C cable, so it will also cool a little bit. The sensor is fan cooled, but it will lower a little bit the temperature. We are now capturing the sun with the MK127 Maksutov Telescope from Svbony and the SC432 monochrome camera with global shutter. I managed to get focus on the sun, and also I did two captures in SER, one in mono 8 and mono 16, and also a live stack. We'll do another live stack now, and after we'll also get a Barlow lens. This was my review of the Svbony MK127 Maksutov Telescope. I think on this price it's a best buy and must have, especially if you already own a smart telescope or if you are starting astrophotography and want to enjoy also lunar and planetary views or high resolution lunar planetary imaging and also deep sky astrophotography. Do I recommend it? Definitely yes. We'll make available a tutorial on how to collimate the Svbony MK127 soon by collimating the secondary mirror. Don't forget to check the affiliate links in the video description. Svbony does provide amazing offers for the MK127. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you like the video and you want to support the channel more, don't forget to hit the join button, get access also to my review data and my astrophotography data that is available for members. And of course, I want to give thanks to all the channel members that supported so far. It means a lot, your support. Stay tuned, more videos are coming soon. And until next time, clear sky.